Hi guys, welcome to the show. I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And here are the goods. So Suicide Squad's already been out 2 weeks.
Right.
Going into week 3.
And
facing some, not so real hardcore competitive movies here with Kubo, War Dogs, and friggin' Ben-Hur.
No, it's actually a perfect time for it to come out, even with it not getting the best reviews, because of what it's actually going up against. It can still stay in the #1 spot and still continue to make money, because that's the biggest thing of any movie is, like, it doesn't matter if it's good, as long as it makes money, then it'll continue to go on. So, I mean, that's a great thing for it.
Well, when we were talking about Ghostbusters, you were talking about how it was going 50 to 50 to 50 week to week. Mm-hmm. Well, this one dropped like 67.
That's bad, though.
And then it dropped like, however much more, 47% or 43%, whatever it dropped, the second week, right? Mm-hmm. So, it's still getting backlash with all the negative reviews. Mm-hmm. And now the cast members are starting to come out. And Jared Leto has not seen the movie yet.
So how's he complaining all this?
But he is aware that a lot of his scenes were cut.
Okay, because you said that, I now discount everything that he said. But he has not seen the movie, because I heard about all his complaining about the scenes that they cut out and all this stuff and all the time that he invested in this role. And then I thought that he saw this and then it was just like stormed out, like, threw some rats at some people and maybe put his hand over his face. And, no, he couldn't even do that because I was smiling. He was upset. He stormed out. I thought he did that. He did it upside down. He turned it upside down. So I thought he did that and walked out, but he hasn't seen the movie, so he can't complain.
Well, he was doing this meet and greet for his band 32nd of Mars. He was doing this meet and greet, and I guess a fan was asking him about it, and he was basically saying that that he was lied to, basically, as far as the tone of the movie, the direction of the movie, the type of role he was going to be, playing, how he was going to be utilized. He's saying that he just wasn't.
And that's why
he was lied to.
I was with him on that, because they really did sell these movies, which is why people were trying to sue them. They really did sell this movie as if the Joker was the villain of this movie, like he had a larger role than what we actually got out of it. Now that came from recuts or reshoots and different cuts of this film, that his role just got reduced. They went into a different direction with Enchantress. Spoiler alert. They went to a different direction with Enchantress, and maybe he was a bigger focus, but because they decided to do something different with the movie, it got changed. A lot of people get cut out of movies. Talk about the girl who was going to be Batgirl and Barbara Gordon in BVS. You didn't even see her in the film. She got cut out.
Yeah.
Or thinking about back to Amazing Spider-Man 2 with what's her name from the Deviant movies, not Deviant movies, the Divergent movies. She was Mary Jane in Amazing Spider-Man 2. They cut her out of the film. So it just happens. That's just a fact of cinema. I mean, sometimes they just don't make it in the final cut.
The Rogue cut, they had to release the Rogue cut with Future Past.
Yeah, with Anna Paquin. Yeah, because she was cut out of the film, and she had a large role in that film.
Well, he's like I said, he's really unhappy with it. Will he return though?
Of course, that dude's under contract. They don't sign these people to these films without getting them under contract for like 3 films. So he's gonna be back in the Batman solo film, and possibly if they ever do a Harley Quinn movie, which they already announced that they said they had in the works, he's gonna be doing those. So it's gonna be Suicide Squad, Batman solo film, and then the Harley Quinn film. He's gonna at least be in those, and if he tries to get out of it, they're gonna sue the crap out of him. And they don't want to recast because they just cast him.
Well, he's not really the Joker, so. I'm just kidding. Well, I don't know, man. Maybe they're gonna release. Hopefully, see, David Ayer says that the movie that was put in theaters is his vision.
I think that's him standing by Warner Brothers. It's not.
I don't believe that's his vision. If that was his vision, why do the recuts? Exactly. Why do the reshoots? Come on, I don't buy that at all.
That's him being a stand-up guy and a director for a studio. Because he's not gonna do what happened with Fanforstic, where the director turned on the studio after they made him recut his film. So he decided, look, I'm gonna stand by them. So when Warner Brothers comes back and say, hey, we have this other property we want you to direct, whether it's a DC movie or not, we have this other thing, he's still in good graces with them.
Right.
He took the bullet, and then he can still have a good relationship with Warner Brothers. So that's not what happened in other cases. Good for him for standing up and saying that's what I did. And then what was another movie that said when he said no, this is we release a director's cut. And he was like, no, my version of the film is what I release. It's like, that's my director's cut. I can't remember what movie that was.
I don't remember. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the movie, but he was like, he had a longer version, and everybody's waiting for a director's cut. It's like, no. What I release is what I want it to be out there. So, good for him.
Aspen, you were talking about why not bite it and go? Why not bite it and go rated R? You said rated R or nothing. Deadpool, they did it. So why not Suicide Squad, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now to both of y'all, what do you think, since Zack Snyder went rated R Ultimate Edition, which was a great improvement on BVS, do you see them going the same way with Suicide Squad? Aspen, go first.
Sequel?
Yes. No, on Blu-ray. When it's released on Blu-ray, do you think there'll be an R-rated cut?
If they want more money, they will.
I think if they want less money, it will. Because you can't take your little ones to go see it.
They will make it rated.
Your one ticket will not get that movie paid for. But all the little kids that want to see Batman and all these characters from DC
Not even in it that much.
Once again, all those little kids that want to see all the characters from DC will not be able to go see this movie, because whether we want to admit it or not, there are parents that don't know these characters in this property, and they will see a rated R and they'll be like, I'm sorry, little Timmy, you can't go. I'm sorry, little Sally, you can't go.
I had adults that were taking their kids to see Sausage Party, so I don't think that plays a part in it. So
that's a thing.
I'm sorry. Welcome to Texas. Anyway, we have loose morals here in Texas.
That's people doing that because they want refunds. They want free movie tickets.
Oh my God, that's good. So offended.
All right, so well, we'll see what happens. I mean, we really don't. Suicide Squad's more than likely going to have a kind of a Christmas title type of release No, I mean it'll be released in Christmas. Okay. I'm saying the Blu-ray will.
Oh, the Blu-ray. I thought they were gonna do a sequel in Christmas. I was like, I can only imagine.
Well, Batman Returns was in Christmas.
Well, that's a totally different.
Anyways,
Sausage Party.
But I think that it's probably going to be, the Blu-ray will be released in December, more or less.
Probably.
Don't be surprised if there's an R-rated cut. So speaking of Batman, the original Batman, as far as pop culture is concerned, is Adam West, and he was at him and Burt Ward, who played Robin, were at Mad Monster Party, which is kind of like a Comic-Con, I guess, or a Wizard World, or WizardCon, whatever it is.
Cool.
And
is he still afraid of Asians?
I don't know.
Were there Asians at this party?
No, I think they were Caucasians.
They were Caucasians.
All right. So they were here. They were there, and they made an announcement that they are actually going to be back as Batman and Robin in animated. They're gonna do
the voices. Oh, that's awesome.
They're gonna do the voices to a movie called Batman: The Caped Crusaders, or Return of the Caped Crusaders.
That means it's gonna be a kiddish version animated.
I'm not too sure. When you go into the Warner Brothers animation,
I mean, they seem to be getting more serious,
right?
More up in age.
More Flashpoint, and now most recently The Killing Joke. You're right. They're a little bit more.
But they do have that Brave in the Boat line,
right?
Where it's more childlike.
It's not going to be, because a lot of those movies like Flashpoint and all those, they have a certain part of continuity to it. Mm-hmm. This one will not be a part of that whole universe.
Okay.
So the Blu-ray will be released. It'll be available in October, late October, for digital download and all that. The Blu-ray will come out November 1st.
I'll check it out.
It will showcase villains like the Joker, the Riddler, the Penguin, and Julie Newmar, who actually played Catwoman in the 60s TV show,
she'll be in it too.
Will also be back as the voice of Catwoman.
Is Cesar Romero still alive?
No, Cesar Romero's not.
Can we maybe do some digital things?
Give me Jack.
No.
Give me Jack to voice that. Give me Jack to voice that. That would be so awesome. So that's pretty interesting. I think that's going to be freaking awesome to hear. But going by the character that Adam West plays on Family Guy, I can't take that seriously.
You couldn't take Batman serious back then. You mean when he's doing the? Yes, dude. When he asked for shark repellent, how serious you think that's going? Because look, if you ever seen the Batman the movie. There's a whole scene.
And we talk about all the time with the shark.
Yeah, he gets out of the helicopter. He's in the Batcopter. He's down. He's hanging above the water because he's got to go out and check the little buoy that's out there. And a shark comes up, bites him in the leg, yells up to Batman. I mean, not to Batman, to Robin, Burt Ward, says, "Toss me down the shark repellent." or looks over to the side. He sees that there is a world repellent. There is a shark repellent. And I think there was like squid repellent. So he goes and he gets the shark repellent, tosses it down. What kind of lifestyle do you live?
That you need shark repellent?
That you need shark repellent, or that you have multiple repellents for all types of sea life creatures that attack you to where you need to just go out, shh, and it just fell off like it was some type of bug.
And why didn't they give that to Blake Lively?
Oh, that would have made The Shallow that much better. If Blake Lively had shark repellent, the movie would have just been her being hot and surfing.
And it's over. All right.
I'd have been cool with that. Because she was hot and her surfing.
So, Beefcake, freaking, speaking of hot, right, for you, Beefcake Cavill, releasing
That's not my man crush.
Oh, that's Channing Tatum, my bad.
Channing Tatum. Get it right.
Get it right, my bad. That's my man, Tatum. Taters is my man. Okay, so he released a little, have you seen the release of his little, kind of gave you a little bit of a glimpse of the black
suit.
Superman suit. Looks awesome.
I saw the little piece like they did with when they first released his suit, when they showed like the mesh and stuff. So he shows it in black. So I'm kind of wondering, because he's kind of referencing, the death of Superman when he returned. He came back in a black suit, but then he also had like a mullet. Are we gonna get Henry Cavill with the mullet?
There's a leaked picture with him having long hair and a beard. So that's potentially
bearded Superman.
That's potentially how it's gonna come out, kind of like a little Spock when Spock came back on Search for Spock, or well, he was a baby back then.
Anytime I think of Spock with facial hair, I always think of evil Spock.
Anyway, so what about there was another one, in the Superman Returns, that was actually the last time that I saw Superman in the black suit, was when Superman Returns in the beginning, when Ralph comes out and he's got that black suit, when his mom takes him out of that ship or whatever.
Right.
So it's still, it is out there, so maybe...
Well, I know, like I said, it has relations to the Return of Superman after he died in the comic books, but also too, I was thinking is that all the Krypton suits before he got his blue and red one were all black anyway. So maybe this one is just more like the original Krypton suit.
Or maybe he's got Zod suit.
Is he gonna put on Zod suit? That's creepy. I broke your neck and I'm gonna wear your clothes.
I got this.
This is worse than Lando wearing freaking Han's vest in the Millennium Falcon.
That's horrible. Anyway, so
there's a good theory about that. We'll talk about it in a roll or two.
I'm curious to see how the type of approach they're gonna use on this. I think that's the right way to go if they're gonna reboot the character in a sense. Hopefully he's not whiny and all miserable anymore. Now he's like Christopher Reevish.
After I died, I figured out how to get a sense of humor.
Yeah.
While I was dead, I talked to Red Fox and Richard and
some guy named Chris, some guy named Chris Reeve and
told me how to be Superman.
Yeah. And then John Williams come. Anyway, all right. So in other DC news, it was revealed that Cyborg is actually going to come out in the Flash movie.
Really?
Yeah. So first of all, it's the DC universe just started.
And they're doing all these crossovers?
Yeah, already. I don't
because they're trying to fast track us to know who these characters are. We don't have time to sit around like Marvel did and give us all these origin movies. So the only way that they can kind of get onto the Justice League is to say, okay, well, you got to be in this movie with this person. You got to be Wonder Woman. You got to be in the Batman and Superman film, or I guess Batman, you got to be in a Superman film, and Wonder Woman, you got to be in there too. And Flash, in your film, we got to put Cyborg in there, so that way we can get introduced to all these characters all at once, so that way we can move on to Justice League.
But that's why. But that's one of that was one of the things in.
So who's gonna be in the Aquaman movie?
I don't know. Tuna. But
Free Willy, Starkiss. Starkiss will be. You heard it first. Starkiss will be making a cameo in the Aquaman film.
Big old glasses. The big old glasses and the Incredible Mr. Limpet, Don Knotts.
There you go.
Yeah, with the tuna. Oh, that awful. All right, anyway, what were we talking about? God dang you, Terrence.
Directed by James Cameron.
Anyway, that was kind of like the thing with BVS though, because it was all over the place. They had like all these different characters and it was all over. I mean, you don't really want to put too many people, and then you got to deal with the villain too, so now you got to talk about the villain too.
Right.
And then you got Miles Dyson, coming out.
Yeah, this is not a good idea.
Making more Terminators and helping.
But I think also too, because they had originally announced a Cyborg film, I think that's coming off the slate. I don't think they're going to do that Cyborg.
Do you think that's what Man of Steel 2 took over?
Either that, or depending on how they felt about Suicide Squad might actually take that spot
for
the second one. Yeah,
maybe.
But I don't think they're doing a Cyborg film. But I think that's why they're throwing him in Flash.
Well, checking out all these different heroes and villains and everything in these movies, obviously, like you said, they're putting it on a fast track to try to get them to get these good stories and good battles and all that good stuff. Well, if you're a gamer, you don't really have to wait that long, because Injustice 2 is coming out pretty soon. And if you haven't seen the new trailer, they have integrated the Suicide Squad version of Harley Quinn and Deadshot. And if you haven't seen the trailer, check it out. It's freaking amazing.
I'm just waiting.
What did you think about it?
I'm waiting for Captain Boomerang.
Is he gonna have the pink? Is he gonna throw the pink unicorn?
Yes, throw the pink unicorn. I'm waiting for Captain Boomerang. I'm waiting for Slipknot to somehow die. I'm waiting. Spoiler alert.
Is Enchantress gonna get?
I'm waiting for Enchantress to go like this. I wanted that to be her special move. Her Shakira move. Well, her hips don't lie. But outside of that, I actually thought it looked really, really good, because my biggest thing with the Injustice video game, at least this version, because I really didn't play the first one, is that I didn't like a lot of the character model designs. I thought they looked all weird, and maybe it's because it was an early version that I saw, but I looked at what they did with Deadshot and Harley Quinn, awesome. It looked like they are polished, and just they got the voice and her little crazy psychotic self, even when she has hyenas that she attacks on, which was actually really kind of cool, because they didn't give her a mallet though. That was kind of second. I didn't see it.
They showed one scene where she freaking smashed him right in the face.
Oh, okay, well there you go. So they gave me everything I wanted for Harley Quinn. But also too with Deadshot, and if you've seen Suicide Squad, the whole thing with the little wrist guns, they totally give it to him in the game where he's like shooting all around with the little wrist. I can't do it like him, but it was just imagine that. And it was the sound effects and it was all of that. It was all, so it was really super cool. It was cool. So I actually them two alone really got me into it. But it's a great tie-in to Suicide Squad. So I'm really thinking, I made a joke about give me Captain Boomerang, Slipknot, but more than likely they probably will end up being in this game.
More than likely. Now in the first Injustice, they actually had the versions of Batman not Batman, but Superman from the Man of Steel, Zod from the Man of Steel. So in this one, could we see a Ben Affleck Batman in this, since they're putting this Snyder universe?
Well, they show Batman, and obviously it's.
I didn't like it too much, to be honest with you. If they would have shown me the Ben Affleck Batman, small ears and all, I think I would have preferred that.
I don't like small ear Batman.
Oh, no, I don't either. But I'm saying that at least to show that's Ben Affleck.
Because a lot of people don't like small ear Batman, and they're used to this particular style.
Hey, never mind.
So why would they go that particular?
Arkham Batman is the best.
Yeah,
that's Batman to me.
So I mean, what I really want to know, since we're adding in all of the Suicide Squad, do we get Viola Davis?
Waller?
Do we get Waller in there? And do we get Joel Kinnaman? Oh, and do we get like a side character of Scott Eastwood who does nothing?
That's a bonus character.
Yeah, basically. He's a bonus character.
He's a bonus character.
Basically, he just stands there and he high fives somebody. He does the.
And does Will Smith say what?
Oh, is this some kind of suicide?
Anyway, so I'm looking forward to it. It's coming out pretty soon, so keep an eye out for it. Next year. Dude, sorry. Dude, you freaking had me laughing on that crap, dude, when you were freaking saying that the last time. I couldn't stop laughing.
It's funny because I rewatched that and it was like, he doesn't even say it that way, but it sounds better the way I say it.
What do you mean? How do you say it?
It's some kind of Suicide Squad.
Oh man, that's freaking hilarious. All right, anyway, so starting next year, Deadpool will start filming. Deadpool 2 will start filming in 2017 January.
Okay.
And it promises to be even bigger. And according to the director, the premise of the movie is obviously your basic shoot 'em up and whatever story arc they're gonna use. But like subplots and
Deadpool and basic don't go together.
Well, you know what I mean. But there's gonna be some parts in the plot where they're gonna be just spoofing and talking trash about sequels.
Okay.
and all that stuff.
that.
So it's gonna be pretty freaking hilarious.
Just don't go apocalypse route where they were like making fun of Return of the Jedi, talking about, oh, the third in the trilogy is the worst one, and basically Apocalypse was the worst one out of that trilogy.
Out of that trilogy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was bad. Anyway, so Kyle Chandler, I think he's in a show called Bloodline or something like that. I can't remember
with it.
Well, actually, I didn't know. I couldn't place like where have I seen this guy before? He's actually the office the guy from the FBI that gets Leonardo DiCaprio on The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, really?
That's Kyle Chandler. Yeah.
Okay.
So they want Tim Miller, the director of Deadpool, actually wants him to play Cable.
No.
Now there was some concept art as far as showing what Cable is going to look like if it's played by Chandler, and then also Domino, because that's more than likely those two are going to be in Deadpool too. Well, from what an insider says is that the studio actually wants a name, so they want Liam Neeson to play Cable. I don't see that. I think
Deadpool. I have a particular set of skills.
Skills. Do you think Ryan Reynolds would say that to Liam Neeson? Cable, do you have a particular set of skills?
It's funny. It's so funny, but no, he's not right for it. Look, we all know
He was married to Jean Grey in Taken, though.
we all know who should be Cable, and that's the guy from
Stephen Lang.
Yes,
From Avatar.
As a matter of fact, I saw an interview with him on IGN, and they kept saying, it was like, are you really pushing for this role? And he was like, look, I entertained it when somebody brought it up to me, and every time somebody photoshops me with my head on Cable's body, I'll always retweet it. But he's like, that's as close as I've gotten to an actual conversation with them. But that's what everybody wants. Look, everybody wanted Danzig to be Wolverine at one point, and it was stupid, and we were dumb. But look, Stephen Lang should be Cable. He's a great actor. I can't wait to see Don't Breathe.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to see Don't Breathe.
Oh, yeah.
And Cable is old and grizzled with white hair and looks like Stephen Lang is him. That's it. And I mean, if you're not gonna give me Stephen Lang, give me Ron Perlman.
No, and only because Ron Perlman's Hellboy. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
And just like Ron Perlman is Hellboy, and Chris Evans is Johnny Storm, and Ryan Reynolds.
I get it, but I gotta go with Mel Gibson. I gotta go with Mel Gibson as Cable. If the Stephen Lang thing doesn't work out, he's very good friends with Robert Downey. They did Air America together. I think that would be, if he wants to get back in the good graces of Hollywood, it's got to be through comics. It's got to be through Marvel.
Okay, and then the whole time while he's sitting there, while he's Cable, I would be, give me back my son! Ransom.
Well, it's better than Suicide Squad.
Do it right.
I keep laughing. All right. Anyway, so I really think that he should be the one. There's some other notables like Dolph Lundgren. He's also in the.
Nah.
I think he's too freaking tall. He's too big. I don't see that. But I got Lang or
him 20 years ago would have been great.
I got Lang or Mel Gibson in that role. That would be would be the one.
We're never gonna get Lang, and that's the sad part about it. We're not.
Well, you never know. I mean, we still had a lot of time. But
then again, we got Ryan Reynolds.
But maybe we will end up with Liam Neeson. Who knows?
It would be hilarious, but that's just that one joke will be funny, and that's it. And the rest of the time, I'm gonna be.
But what if he attacks Deadpool with a bunch of broken liquor bottles?
All
right. Anyway,
we'll never see it. They'll cut it. They'll fade to black right at that point.
Well, instead of having broken glass little liquor bottles, there's an iconic character that's got 4 blades. And that's Freddy Krueger.
Oh, I was like, who are you talking about?
And that movie...
He has 5.
He has 4.
He has 5.
He has 5 on freaking New Nightmare. In the majority of his series, he's got 4 blades.
Okay.
Big time. Anyway, so, like I was saying, a lot of these horror icons are actually making a comeback. They're trying to get reboots for Leatherface, for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, for Hellraiser, Pinhead, bringing Pinhead back. They're doing the Friday the 13th reboot, which will actually come out in January next year, and of course Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, when you're looking at horror films in general, horror genre, especially in the 80s, it brought out a lot of freaking stars.
Right.
Elm Street alone brought, a few A-listers, some Oscar nominees, Oscar winners out of the Elm Street franchise. Oscar nominee in Friday the 13th. There was an Oscar nominee in there. So all these different.
That's why we got Jennifer Aniston for
we got Leprechaun,
and we got Johnny Depp from Nightmare on Elm Street.
We got freaking Leo from Critters 3.
Yeah.
So we got. I mean, the horror genre is always a really easy stepping stone for a lot of actors out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of a shock that once the actors take off, they pretty much avoid.
Yeah,
horror.
I'll never do that again.
They avoid the horror genre. Like, no, you know.
It's like they did porn. It was like, oh my god,
No,
I'm never doing that again.
I can't do that. That tasted made me smile funny. Anyway, so one actor who's actually he's a pretty well-known actor and one of the Oscar nominees, I believe, that got his start in Friday the 13th, and that was Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon started his career with Friday the 13th in 1980, I believe, and went on to freaking great success, and I believe he was nominated for an Oscar for The Woodsman, I think.
Kevin Bacon did Stir of Eccles too, so I mean he didn't leave it alone altogether.
Yeah, you're right, because he did Tremors, which he's trying to work on a reboot of Tremors.
He wants
to do a reboot on TV.
Did he do Flatline?
Flatliners.
Flatliners. He never left horror. He never left horror.
Right. But I'm talking about like slasher horror. He never did.
Okay.
But once. Anyway, but he actually one of his followers hit him up with this idea, and now it's kind of like intriguing to him that he wants to play Freddy Krueger.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, I just brought up The Woodsman, and I believe he was nominated for an Oscar for that movie. Anyway, in The Woodsman, he plays a pedophile that actually wants to get his life straight.
Oh, but because of that, they related.
Well, that's part of it. But that's part of it. But you know what? He's got the acting chops to pull it.
Oh, he's a great actor.
And he's funny. He's funny. I mean, he's got some.
Tremors was the only thing I remember he was humorous in.
He was in Animal House.
I don't remember him in Animal House.
Anyway. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Once again, Animal House was what?
All right.
40 years ago?
81?
30-some years ago when he was funny that one time?
Anyway, what do you think about that, though? Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool if he became Freddy Krueger? That'd be awesome.
To be honest, as much as he's hated, I would prefer Jackie Earle Haley.
With a different director, maybe?
I just think he just needed a better script. I think he did a good job as Freddy. I just think the movie just wasn't written well.
I think that he was. I don't think the director directed him well. I think that he.
I think we spent too much time on Freddy's backstory when that's not really the whole premise of it. It's just like that's the setup to why they're being attacked. Not that's the extent of the movie. And I liked him. I just thought he did a good job. I thought he got a raw deal on something that he was perfect for.
So Mulligan?
Yeah, I think he deserves a round.
I thought he was too short.
Freddy's not tall.
Robert England's 5'10", maybe 6 feet.
We're gonna put that down there. We're gonna figure it out.
Anyway, well, either way, I cannot wait. And I think that would be awesome.
Wait, by the way, it's a dream. They can't put him on boxes. Didn't we see Freddy's arms stretch out and stuff like that? It was like, oh my God, Freddy, you're too short to be scared. No, come on.
So he couldn't stretch his legs?
Yeah, exactly. They can't make him taller. It's a lame excuse.
Oh,
Jackie Earle Haley, I'm on your side.
Hey, Jackie, I like you too. I just don't think that the director captured Freddy Krueger. I don't think he directed him right.
That's why you deserve. Hey, look, Ryan Reynolds was in a bad version of Deadpool. He got a mulligan. You should get a mulligan.
All right, I'll sign off. I'll co-sign on that. All right. So in WTF news,
all right,
not too long ago we were talking about Pokemon Go.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, and it's it's like hundreds of millions of people have downloaded this thing, and like you said, this Pikachu actually got people outside and doing exercises more than Obama did.
Yeah, Michelle Obama did more for obesity than Michelle Obama.
So a lot of bad have come with it. People have gotten robbed. People have gotten they've walked off cliffs. They've gotten hit by cars. That's just dumb. True. Well, the Pentagon have banned it from them, from their buildings because of security threats. Now, the Pokemon
probably because you can GPS. You have to have GPS
the
on
Google Maps. It's through Google Maps. It's through all this different stuff, and they're afraid of it being security risk to secure and sensitive facilities.
Yeah, like I said, because if their building isn't mapped, basically it's all GPS and it shows all. I mean, yeah, I can see it. I can see why they would do it.
Absolutely.
As a matter of fact, some countries thought that it was a way for people to spy on them using Pokemon Go, so they were like trying to ban it out of certain countries and stuff like that. So if the government's saying it too, I totally understand why everybody's doing it, because everybody's afraid of being tracked.
Yeah. Yes, Aspen, what's up?
Might I just add that this game's founder was a UT Austin alumni? So I just thought I'd throw that out.
Okay. All right, UT Austin.
All right, UT Austin. Great. Thank you for risking our security. Appreciate it.
But it's
Go Horns.
ridiculous. Like, well, okay, whatever.
So yeah, I thought that was pretty freaking crazy that a little Pikachu would be a threat to national security.
I mean, but if you think about it, did you ever watch like those documentaries where we talk about old spyware and stuff like that, where the whole thing with what was that show back in the day, Get Smart? When they had the phone in the shoe and the secret camera, all the old James Bond stuff. Spy stuff have come for like the most smallest, inconspicuous things, and an app is something somebody would not really look at. It could be a way. So, I mean, if they keep my government safe, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I'm cool with it too. Exactly.
They need to be working.
Exactly. Batman used a cell phone for the sonar thing to get Tao out on Hong Kong when he was trying to extradite him back.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
See, he was probably playing.
And I said that in one breath. So anyway, keep your Pokemon, keep your Pikachu out of the Pentagon, please. Thank you.
Pikachu out of the Pentagon. That should be on a t-shirt.
Awesome. For Aspen on the side, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And that was a good.
Wait, I want to do it.
Oh.
Go ahead.
And it was 5 or 4. It was not 5. It was 4 blades. Little piggy. That's all I had. Pee-wee's bike. For the big adventure. That's a good. Pee-wee's bike.
Exactly. That was a
right.
What's that?
It's like a freaking. All right. So we're talking about vehicles, right? So vehicles and like the top vehicles. So we talked about the Batmobile and Knight Rider and Pee-wee's bike.